Hi, and welcome to Podiatry Practice Mastery. Don here. Today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about selling non-diabetic shoes in the office. But before I do that, I want to share a little story that'll kind of illustrate a little bit of this. Recently, I was actually, this is right when I got married. My wife and I, we were deciding to have a little barbecue outside. So if you don't know, my wife is from Brazil, and I used to live some time in Brazil. And we decided we're going to have a little barbecue. And she was writing for a little bit of it's called a Foodies of New England. It was a magazine that talked about different food and things like that. And so she was going to make this special Brazilian steak. And we grilled it outside. We had this little Weber grill and put the charcoal in there, grilled it, and we ate the food. And it was excellent. We took some pictures for the magazine article that she was doing. And then we ate it, and then we were going to go and enjoy. I think we were going to go on a little walk or something like that. So this is where the fun begins. And so I was saying, well, I'm a very efficient person, and sometimes I go way too fast. And I said, well, I'm going to go kind of clean things up down in the patio. There's a little patio there in this apartment building that we were living in Worcester in the time. And I went down there and I cleaned up some of the things that were there, and I looked at the charcoal, and I thought, it seems to be cold enough because we had eaten it. It had already passed a couple of hours, and now this, mind you, this comes from an Eagle Scout. Okay, I'm an Eagle Scout. I don't feel proud saying that with what happened next. And I thought, well, I kind of want to get rid of it, and I was thinking, and I'm efficient. I just want to be. I'm in a hurry. As you guys can imagine, I do this when I'm driving in my car, right? I'm podcasting as I'm driving, and so this is one thing I did, and so I take the coals, and there is one of those dumpsters that all these apartment complexes have, the metal dumpster with the little plastic top on it, and I decided to throw the coals in there because I thought they were cool enough, I think it was Smokey the Bear probably would have got on my case at that time because as I put it in there, I realized that they weren't cold and they started to burn, and there was a lot of paper in there and a lot of other stuff. And then as I throw it in there, then as we always think, hindsight's 20/20, that probably wasn't a good idea as I see some of the trash in the garbage start to get on fire. And the two plastic covers that were on there, I instantly pushed them back before they melted. And so then all of a sudden I see these flames coming up, and the flames get higher and higher. And then I look at behind me, and I see all the neighbors in this complex where I'm living looking at me and pointing, and I see the fire going out. And I had a little cup on me, and there was a little water spigot, and I was taking these little cups of water trying to put it out. Yeah, not my best experience for a Boy Scout. But then that wasn't the worst part. The worst part was I looked up, and there was this old tree that was above the dumpster, and I looked at the flames were getting close to the tree, and then there was a whole bunch of these other old dry trees on there, and all I could do is really just I basically just prayed. I'm like, I hope this could go really bad. This could go really bad. No one luckily called the police, but that the flame, it was maintained within that metal container, and everything turned out being fine. But I learned my lesson there, and it's something that we wanted to talk a little bit about today is not going too fast when we're doing things. I find that many times we rush into things as podiatrists, and we go from one patient to another patient to another patient, and because we don't either have the time or give the patients time enough, there's a lot of lost benefit and service that we can offer our patients. And one of the things I want to talk about today are selling non-diabetic shoes in the office. Now, we do not have a shoe store, and we don't do diabetic shoes either. We don't kind of cater to that public. I think I've told you guys before, our diabetics, we all have 1 day or a half day that we see them. So my day is Friday, the other guys have half days, and we kind of block them all in that. The reason we do that is because it reduces the amount of routine care that we do. We can kind of double and triple buck if needed, and they all kind of see each other, and it doesn't glut our office. So that's the way we chose to do it. I know other people disperse it out, but that's the way we do it in our office. And since we don't want to cater to it, we don't cater in a couple of ways. We don't use a little grinder thing to make them look pretty after. We don't do diabetic shoes. We do circulation studies, but not shoes. But I was wanting lately. I'm realizing I am sending a ton of patients out to buy shoes. I've made a shoe buying guide. If you want to look at that, go to drpelto.com/ I think it's shoes. And you can see my shoe buying guide. I actually stole that from Larry. If you're listening, thank you. Or I just shouldn't say I stole it. I kind of modeled his, okay? So if you guys want to model mine, you get mine and you can make it similar. And so I've been sending people out for shoes. And then recently, and we have one line of shoes in the office that I like, and it's called Lems. The main shoes that I recommend are like Ultra, Topo, Lems, and then the standard, the Hokas, the Saucony, and things like that. But the ones we tend to do more of like a zero drop or a minimal drop in an anatomic toe box. And no one really carried Lems around, and so we started to be a distributor. In the past, we used to do a lot more, and we had like a big selection, and everyone could kind of do it easier. And then we kind of slowed down, and we didn't buy anymore. And I'm thinking, it would really help my patients, because if they can get it all in one spot, it would be a lot easier. So recently, I've been doing something different, and this is what I want to share. When someone comes in, and usually I'm recommending, let's say they have a bunion or a hammer toe or just anything that they would benefit from a zero drop shoe, an anatomic shoe, the process now is I just pull up the Lems website, and I'm thinking I'm even going to make it better. I'm going to just ask Lems to send me some of their catalogs, and I just show them, and I kind of recommend them a shoe. And then they can certainly buy it online, but for us it's better because it's usually, I think it's a 50% markup, right? So we get it, let's say it's $100, we pay $50, and then and we charge them the $100. So I haven't figured out a better way of doing it. Basically, I just send it to my back office assistant. They'll order it when they come in. The patients get them there. We may be able to drop ship it to their house, but we make the revenue versus sending everyone out to the shoe store and making the shoe store, I know, a lot of money. I still send a lot of people. There's 2 specific shoe stores I send to, but I think it might be a way that initially when people are trying to use correct toes or using an anatomic shoe, that might be something to do. So you might want to consider that. I don't know if there's a certain brand of shoes that you could carry. We don't want to carry like all the shoes because we just don't have space in our office. We don't have like a little shoe wall or anything else like that. It's basically right now it's going to be within a catalog format and maybe like put a sample shoe or something like that. Anyway, I'd like to know your thoughts if that works for you, and also if any of you guys are Eagle Scouts or you've burnt anything down, send me an email. Okay, I'd love to hear from you. Okay, guys, until next time.